Good morning. Welcome. Glad you're all here. Thank you for coming. I've asked our elder chair, Jim Sage, to do our morning prayer. So if you want to come, Jim.
I'm not planning to move to La Posada anytime soon, but they invited me to come and start us off with prayer. So let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, it's just such a privilege to come to you in prayer and the blessing and the grace that you've given us to be able to meet with you and talk with you. We'd ask your blessing upon us today and this time that we're going to be spending together and listening to the presentation from the folks from La Posada. And just, Father, give us your discernment, your wisdom, as each one of us make our own individual decisions about the future. One thing we want to think about, Father, though, is always trusting in you and always listening to you. And we just have such a joy and a grace and a happiness, the fact that we can do that. You've given us your Holy Spirit to guide us in all these things. So, Father, with all that, we just thank you once again for this opportunity and your blessings. We pray these things in your holy and precious name. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, Jim. Today, closer? Okay, closer. Here we go. First he tells me not to be too close. Okay, today we have Sandy Wall and Megan Westerdahl, who are both here from La Posada, and they are retirement counselors. They're going to be speaking to us about La Posada living. And then their co-worker, Marianne Dobson, who is in the back. She's the administrator of their adult daycare services, and she's going to be speaking to us about La Posada's community services and giving us some help regarding dementia care. So I'm going to have these ladies come first. Please welcome them.
Thank you. So, I'm going to grab one of each.
Hello? Hello? Hi. Hello. How are you all today? Thanks so much for coming. We really appreciate it. My name is Megan Westerdahl, and I work at La Posada as a retirement counselor. And Sandy is my colleague and partner in crime. So when people are interested in moving to La Posada, they come and talk to us. And so you were kind enough to invite us. So we're going to give you an introduction to La Posada. In those green folders that are in front of you, there's a little white card on one side. We're going to give you a brief overview, kind of like we're flying a jet plane over La Posada, and we're just going to give you some nuggets. But if you want to learn more, fill out that form, and we will call you and schedule a tour. And it'll be one-on-one, and we can show you a lot more. So with that being said, today we're going to talk about, we call it a financial workshop. So this is kind of we basically catered this a workshop for you guys here at, and so we've kind of streamed things and then added things. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. If you could just save your questions to the end, and I guess that's about it. So, okay, thanks.
Okay, our agenda for today. So this is starting a planning session about what La Posada has to offer, and a little bit of dispelling some myths about La Posada as well. And so the agenda is what is a nonprofit? Life plan community, so we'll get into depth on that. What is a refundable entrance fee? And what is a life lease? Maybe this terminology you're not familiar with, so we'll explain that. What are the costs? We will dispel some myths on that as well. We will not take all your money. Do I get any tax benefits? There are tax benefits to living at La Posada, believe it or not. And is it a good financial fit for me? And there's some information in the book, in your folder that has money, financial, money information. And then how do I apply? Can I transfer as my needs change? Do I have the next one?
Yep, you do.
Okay. A nonprofit life plan community. So La Posada is a 501c3 nonprofit. There are other retirement communities that are for-profit, but being a nonprofit, what is the difference? It's the difference between a profit and a nonprofit is the decisions that a community makes for its residents. So being a nonprofit, our revenues that are generated at La Posada go back into La Posada's programs and services, as well as La Posada being a nonprofit, and the tax advantage that we have is we are out in the community providing services in the community. As a matter of fact, the fire station that's right down the street from us on Continental, La Posada had a hand in that particular fire station being built, so that it was close to a community that has older adults. So what do we look for in a life plan community? A life plan community, residents start in independent living. And then we have the continuum of care. It used to be called a CCRC, Continuum of Care Retirement Community. Now it's called a life plan community. That's the more modern terminology for, we're getting modern here. Anyway, we have an accreditation. Our accreditation is through CARF. It's it's CARF, CARF.org. And we are considered a medical facility. And so CARF comes in every 5 years to reaccredit us. And we do this on a voluntary basis. La Posada does it on a voluntary basis. We don't have to. There's 2,200 metrics that La Posada needs to jump through in order to become reaccredited every 5 years, which will be next year, where we're celebrating our 40th anniversary next year. And what CARF does is looks at our programs, our services, dining, housekeeping, residents, employees. So all of that is part of the 2,200 metrics that La Posada jumps through to become reaccredited. And we've been the only, we were the first in the state of Arizona to become accredited over 20 years ago.
Yeah, and just to give you a little background about La Posada, a little history. Oh, I'm not on the screen. Got it. Okay. So it was actually back in 1986. It was the Pecan Company and Tucson Medical Center. They were the instigators, or if you will, of La Posada. And in 1996, Tucson Medical Center decided to get out of this kind of business and go back to their core business, which were hospitals. And so that was in 1996, like I said. So then we acquired their shares. So we are our own entity. We have a board of trustees. They volunteer, and we also have a resident council that works with our executive management and our board to make decisions, and then CARF also guides us as well. So a little bit of history there. So we go back quite a ways, and we're not going anywhere, that's for sure. So, community services, we've already mentioned that. So that's something we take great pride in La Posada and what we do for the community. And so Mary Ann's going to talk about that, but just so you know, it's coming.
Preview, coming attractions.
Refundable entrance fee. So La Posada has got a 2-tiered financial program. So one of them is a refundable entrance fee. You, depending on the size of your home that you select with us, the entrance fee, we acquire that when you move in, and then it's 90% refundable the first year. So if it's not a good fit and you decide that La Posada isn't for you, you would get 90% of it back. That hardly ever happens, but sometimes the kids get involved. They want mom and dad to live closer to them, some other reasons, and so like I said, it doesn't happen. But Sometimes, well, and then after the first year, it falls to 70%. So the refundable is at 70%, so the second year and thereafter. If you pass away at La Posada, your estate gets the money back. So it's a nice nest egg for those that you leave behind, and just know that it's refundable, and if you have any other questions, let me know. But
Yeah, that's the part, we don't take all your money
yeah,
part.
yeah. A lot of people use the sell of their home to fund that.
Yeah, right.
And oops, wrong way. What is a life lease? So this is where you get a lot of peace of mind here at La Posada. So we do, when you move into independent living, we do financially qualify you. But after that, should you run through your nest egg, we would never kick you out. So what we do here is the life lease, if you run out of funds, then we would go to your entrance fee, and we would use a portion of that for your care. Once it got to around 20 or 30,000, then the foundation kicks in. So thank you very much if you've gone to our coffee shop or our consignment furniture store and made purchases, because money and proceeds of that go towards that foundation, and they run the Good Neighbor Fund. Yep. So if a resident runs out of funds through no fault of their own, then they'll always have a home with us. And that's regardless of the care they're receiving. Maybe they're, they're getting, care in assisted living or care in our memory care. That doesn't change. We just take over the finances, and so that they never have to move.
Another part of life lease is not just financially qualifying, but we functionally qualify a resident to be able to live in independent living, as well as cognitively qualify a resident to be in independent living. So it's the statement is, it's better to be 5 years too early than 5 minutes too late.
Yeah, and the common theme is after they move in, should have done it sooner.
Yeah, not ready yet. Should have done it sooner.
Yeah, they build relationships. They try out new things, new hobbies. It really there's something for everybody there, yeah. And it's what you make it. So
yeah. So I just had a widower come not long ago, and he was very distraught. He lost his wife of over 50 years, and he sold his house in Quail Creek, and he started doing activities. So he's thriving now, whereas if he had stayed in his home and distraught over the loss of his wife, then that wouldn't be healthy for him. And so a resident that lives in La Posada can live anywhere from 3 to 5 years longer because of the vibrancy of our community and the programs and services that we provide to our residents.
Another thing that I think keeps them healthy is, you live in your own home. It's great. You got, maybe there's things that you've picked out, that make you smile and so forth. But then the air conditioner breaks, and now you got to find somebody to fix it, or the garbage disposal makes a weird noise, or the ice maker doesn't work. All of those things at La Posada, if they happen to you, you just pick up the phone and dial 0.
That's your best friend at La Posada. Truly.
So you don't have to worry about any of that when you move there. You don't own the home, you're leasing it and contracting for services rendered, but it's our responsibility to take care of it. We have a maintenance team of about 80 employees in that department, so they're there to fix, repair, replace, and make your life a lot easier.
Yep. All right. How much does it cost compared to my current expenses? So in your folder, we have bestowed for you a budget tool plan. And the left side, the left column, says your present home. And then the right side says La Posada at Green Valley. And going through there, on the right side, it looks like a lot of things are included, but in your present home, not so much. So you're paying for your transportation, your housekeeping, your laundry services, meals, home maintenance, And then the utilities, we add on top of that, water, electric, sewer, and such. You don't have to call the bug guy, you don't have to call the termite guy, the garage door guy, the roof guy, the air conditioning person. La Posada takes care of all of that for you. So that's a really good tool to kind of get an idea of some costs that are already included at La Posada.
So, yep. Another thing we do here at La Posada, because the biggest objection we've heard from people that want to move here is, oh, I got to downsize, or I got a lot of things in my home that I've collected, or oh, I do not want to move. And so we recognize that that is the hardest part. And so we have a settling in department. And what we do in that department is you hire the mover, you pay for the mover, and then you submit your receipts to us, and we'll give you up to a $2,000 credit on your moving expenses on your first month's statement. So we do that in hopes that you will encourage yourself, or make sure you inquire about packing. Packing just seems to be the bane of everybody's existence. So when you are thinking about moving and hiring a mover, we want you to be able to ask, how much for packing. And then when you arrive on campus, we have what we call a settling in team. And they are they've been with us for years. They are really, really good. They're unpackers. I call them professionals. I don't know if there is such a thing, but I do call them professionals because they know what they're doing. And their goal is to get you out of boxes that first night. And the last thing they do is make your bed. Make sure that you get a good night's sleep. And then maintenance services. So there's 6 hours of picture hanging and other handyman stuff, because we don't want you to bring your ladder. Ladders are bad.
This is the no ladder zone, guys, okay? You hear that? No ladders.
Yeah, so, and then some other things we do, our settling in coordinator, there's no charge to anybody moving in. She will come to your home. She will, go through your things to see what you want to bring, and then put it on the floor plan of the home that you selected, so you can kind of see it visually and see whether or not, that hutch is going to fit. Or maybe it's not. So, right. And then, we have our treasure shop, which sells furniture. So that's another opportunity for you, where you could have us pick it up and we'll sell it in our shop, so you can get a little money off it. And then, of course, we'll give you resources for estate sales, moving companies, and we just try to really make it easy for you, and because it is the hardest part. So.
We on the top 10 list of things that are most stressful in somebody's life, moving is on that top 10 list. So, and we all love our home, for sure. Other tax benefits. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So La Posada is considered a medical facility, and there are tax benefits to living at La Posada. Each year we come up with a tax letter, first part of February, and it's for independent, assisted living, or a higher level of care like assisted living, memory care, or an enhanced assisted living. So that letter is in your folder there, and for each month, for the year of 2025, residents at La Posada have a tax deduction of $1,110 per month. So according to your tax status and how you file your taxes depends on how that can be a benefit to you as a tax deduction. And as a resident goes into a higher level of care, that monthly tax deduction increases. Anything else you want to add on that?
Nope.
Oh,
That
okay.
works. That works.
Yep. Next.
All right.
How do I apply? Let's go to the next one from that, I think. Okay. So initially, a resident that's considering La Posada will come in and take a look at La Posada. And we do private tours, we do one-on-one tours, and we spend a couple of hours with our prospective residents doing that. So we'll be gathering information about you and what you're interested in when doing a tour of the community. And then if a prospective resident is interested in a particular residence, say a garden home, those garden homes are our townhomes. And we don't have anything available. A prospective resident can get on a wait list. There are a few pieces of information to fill out. There's a deposit of $5,000 to get on the wait list, and then you're there, you're waiting. So that when something comes available and your name comes up, we would give you a call. Another way to become a resident of La Posada is signing our life lease agreement, and there's a 10% reservation deposit of the entrance fee when a prospective resident signs the life lease agreement. And at that point, we start the more serious part of the application, the more in-depth application process, whereas we ask for medical records with the primary care doctor back for a year. And then at that point, when we get the medical records back, our nurse navigator will contact the resident that's applying to become a resident of La Posada and come out to the resident's home and do a couple of assessments, a functional health assessment and a cognitive health assessment. And all the financial information and all the medical information will come back to our executive management team, who makes the final decision on a resident getting accepted to La Posada. And then contract approval and selling the house. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I gotta sell my house before I can become a resident of La Posada. That's not true. But La Posada would want a resident coming in to at least wait till they get accepted to La Posada before trying to sell their house, because we don't want you to be without a house. So, would you like to add anything to that?
Yeah, the wait list, that $5,000 that gets you on the wait list, just to let you know, that's just not $5,000 that goes away. And actually, we use that and apply that towards your entrance fee when we find you a home to live in that you prefer. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And then review of your financial profile. So we, want to go over that, or do you want me to?
You can go.
Okay, great. Okay, so
yeah,
there we go. So in your folder, there's another form that we included called the financial profile. So in that, we ask for your assets, liabilities, and your monthly income. So how we qualify somebody to live at La Posada is we take their, we take their monthly fee, and if their income covers the monthly fee, we do add incidentals to that number as well. So it's usually about 1.5 times. So we're looking for income that matches the monthly fee, and it's 1.5 times that. If it's not quite there, then we look at the assets and we see how long the assets will last. A resident usually lives with us for about 10 years, and so we qualify them 7 years independent and 3 years assisted living. And then we go from there. So, and then of course, if you have long-term care, that's another asset that we consider too. So some people go, well, I can't afford to live at La Posada. Well, do you know? How do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know until you've talked to us specifically?
And the best way is to, just put some round numbers down, let us take a look at what you like, when we find what you like, and then we go from there. So we have homes that we have small apartments that are 550 square feet, all the way up to standalone homes that are 2,300 square feet. So we have lots of things to offer, 38 different floor plans, and something for everybody.
So in your folder here, there's also a piece that talks about all the different types of residences we have, and starting with the 550 square foot apartment and going up to the pavilion home, which is 2,300. And these are range prices because there's other, between the ranges, the two range prices, there's other types of floor plans. So that's why we just have it kind of as a range on there for you right now. So, as well as the monthly service fee, and the monthly service fee, are we gonna talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
talk
so-
about the monthly service fee. So a lot of people go, well, hey, I did the math, and maybe that's a little bit more than you're spending monthly. I mean, you had a good year, you didn't have to replace the air conditioner or something to that effect. So let's talk about what it covers. So in the apartments, all of our homes, by the way, have full kitchens. So you have, and we maintain all those appliances. So you've got your refrigerator, dishwasher, garbage disposal, dishwasher, refrigerator, stove, oven, and microwave. And then the meals, we have 4 dining venues, and so in the apartments, it's 1 meal credit per day per resident. So you can have breakfast, lunch, or dinner with us, and then whatever you don't eat, you can take home, and as well as you can order your food to go, or you can have it delivered.
Yep.
And then we have housekeeping every week and linen service every week. You'll have your own washer and dryer for your personal stuff, but every week we're gonna wash your sheets and towels. So no more folding fitted sheets. Yay.
Yay, and no more having to put them onto your bed.
Yes,
Because our
yay.
housekeeping staff will do that for you the day that you have housekeeping and linen service and towel service as well.
Yes, yes.
Yay.
And then also transportation. So we have, you've probably seen the La Posada buses around town. They leave 4 times a day here in Green Valley, and will take you wherever you need to go as far as a Green Valley appointment or shopping or something else. And then 3 days out of the week, we call it the doctor's bus. We'll take you to Tucson for a doctor's appointment. You just need a reservation. So that is all included with your monthly fee. There's no extra cost for that. And then if there's some sort of a cultural event, like if you've got season tickets to the opera or to the symphony, we do the driving for that too. So that's all included. And then we also have lots of other activities. We have a lifestyles department. I think there's about 5 of them in that department, and they are always scheduling events at La Posada, things to do for our residents, and new things to learn. We have an art studio, so we have art classes. You want to learn Spanish, you want to work with a personal trainer. We have a fitness center that's included with your monthly fee. GVR is great, but you've gone to GVR and you've had to wait for a lane for a pool to get into the pool. Not at La Posada.
Not at La Posada. And one of the major things and reasons why residents move to La Posada is we have an all-inclusive campus. We have priority access from our independent living to assisted living, memory care, and then enhanced assisted living. Residents from the Green Valley area we won't say they're not allowed to come. We do offer it to residents of the Green Valley area if we have availability. However, it's exclusively priority access for our residents. And that's part of the life lease, is our promise and commitment that we'll see the resident through the continuum of care or the life plan community. So, yeah.
Also, in independent living, we have RN navigators, and they have office hours every day. So I don't know, but I've got a great doctor, but boy, I can't get a hold of her for all the tea in China. And then when I do, it's a couple days later, or a nurse calls me back again a couple days later. So some people are more fortunate. Their doctor's maybe not as busy, but there's been situations where I've called and not gotten an answer. At La Posada, we have nurses that you can go talk to. There's no fee, and we call them navigators because we want them to help you navigate your healthcare. And maybe that's trying to understand why the doctor prescribed this new medication, or maybe you don't like your doctor and you'd like to find a new one. You can ask one of the nurses to help you with that.
Yep.
Maybe you're feeling like your heart is racing. You don't know if you need to call 911,
Right.
but you just need another opinion. You can go down and talk to one of our nurses. So they're there for you. There's no fee for you to go see them, and I think that's another reason why our residents live longer.
Yeah. A real quick story. One of the nurse navigators was called by a resident, and the husband said, "My wife fell off the chair." And so the nurse goes up to the apartment in La Perla, and in the process of doing an assessment, she realizes the woman is having a stroke. So immediately calls for paramedics, police and fire emergency to come out and take her to the hospital. And they got her there in time. But the husband wasn't aware of what was going on. So the nurse navigator, being there close at hand, was able to help her with the stroke.
And assess the situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I have another story. So we have a resident. She moved in, and she was going out to her car, and she fell. And so our tram driver found her on the pavement, called 911, and but she's got such a great sense of humor. She says, "Well, Megan, here's what happened. The nurse came. They gave the paramedics all my personal information, and they called my daughter." So she said, by the time I got to the hospital, I didn't have to worry about a thing, but I could just enjoy those good-looking firemen.
And believe me, sometimes they get called because they are good-looking. Yeah, very good.
So,
Excellent. That's a great story. Yeah.
so.
All right.
And then, can I transfer as my needs change?
Yes. Oh, of course you can. So how that works is, can I say the bag over there?
No,
Oh,
you can't
don't
say
do that. Okay, can't say that. Oh, okay. I would love to, but I won't. So yes, if a resident is failing or not able to go down to dinner, not able to do their activities of daily living, then the priority access for the assisted living or memory care are available there. So each year, our RN navigators will do an updated assessment with the resident. So they will also do the cognitive assessment. So nurses keep a really keen eye on residents that may be having some issues. And if their need arises to go to a higher level of care, we loop in the family, have conversations with the family, with the resident, and with our clinical staff, so that a resident feels comfortable in making that move to, say, a higher level of care, and understanding that they're going to be cared for just like anybody else in a higher level of care, or
Yeah.
should I say? Is that?
Yeah, no, that's right.
Okay.
It's 1 out of 7 of our residents actually go to assisted
Yes.
living, by the way.
Yeah.
We do have home health. We have a home health department. And so they do a lot of different things to make our residents' lives easier. So maybe it's like they need help showering 3 or 4 times a week. They can hire one of our medical caregivers and have assistance with that. But if that's what they need and it keeps them in their home, then that's what we're going to do. And then also we can't do anything without doctor's orders as well. So no transfers unless the doctor's on board as well. Your doctor, you keep your doctor, by the way, when you come to La Posada, and your specialists. What we add to that is nursing, and then of course assisted living and home health care. Yeah, and then
and then of course if your needs change, or maybe you're in a lovely garden home, but you decide, hey, my mobility's changed, I'm using the walker more. I'd like to move to an apartment so I'm closer to the dining room. I've got some good friends. You can move then too. So we have we have residents that make changes all the time, and we can handle that.
Also, residents that are couples can go together to assisted living. We have in our assisted living, there are apartments that can handle or hold two residents. So even if only one of the residents needs assisted living, the couples can go together there and still be together. And they would relinquish their independent living. And then if one of the spouses passes away, and the one spouse that has gone that didn't need assisted living can go back to independent living. It has happened.
We just kind of mentioned on some of these things. We got a little ahead of ourselves, but
Okay, yeah.
All
right.
So
Yep.
and then here we just kind of reiterate what you see on that form with the map on the back and the pricing. So independent living includes La Vista, La Perla, and the garden homes, Park Center homes, and our new homes, the pavilion homes. They are large, and they're all occupied. So yay for us. But and then assistance and support. So this is what we offer you, and then some assisted living, memory care. We call it enhanced assisted living, at home services, so home health care, and then the RN navigators.
Okay.
And have any questions?
Questions, please.
Yeah.
What's your pet policy?
Ooh, the pet policy.
We love pets. We're a pet-friendly community.
Yeah.
And we have 3 dog parks, one at La Perla, one at La Vista, and one at our assisted living, which never gets used very much. So a resident would be, any resident in independent living or assisted living can go there, and it's nice and quiet.
Pets make you live longer. So, and
Yes,
I think we have about 100 dogs,
Yeah.
and I don't know how many cats.
I don't. But we have an unspoken 2-pet rule.
Yeah.
The size of the pet is not. We don't have a limitation on the size of the pet. And residents that reside in an apartment, we ask them to be on the first floor with their pet.
Yes.
What is included in an enhanced assisted living? Is that more like a skilled nursing facility?
She asked what is included in enhanced assisted living. Oh, what is she included in enhanced assisted living? That's what Julie asked, which is a great question. So we can do it together. So,
Yes, we can.
So enhanced assisted living, back in the day when we first started La Posada, it was we had it as skilled nursing. Right. And in 2013, the healthcare laws changed a lot. And what is skilled nursing today is usually called rehab.
Correct.
And so if you have a medical event or a scheduled surgery, you're going to be in the hospital, and then they might send you to rehab depending on what resources you have at home. In other words, do you live with someone? Can someone help you? Let's say you had a knee replacement, so somebody can help you get out of the chair, do those things. If not, then rehab is where you're going to go. So La Posada does not have rehab, but you would go to rehab, and then you would, if you are not showing signs of improvement, so let's say maybe the knee replacement took a turn for its worse, and now there's cognition issues involved or something like that, that's going to impede your progress. And so Medicare will deem that as long-term care, and they do not cover that. So when it gets to that point, then enhanced assisted living steps in. So at our facility, We can do pretty much everything that skilled nursing can do under our license, except for three things, which is feeding tube, intubation, and an IV therapy. However, if your doctor orders those things and an occupational nurse comes in, we can do them there at Hacienda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add?
That was pretty thorough there.
So one thing we do here have at La Posada is prepaid healthcare days. So when we changed how we delivered healthcare as far as at Hacienda, we developed this program. And so when you move into La Posada, for every month that you live with us in independent living, you gain a prepaid healthcare day. So if you do tap out at 30, so once you've lived with us for 30 months, you no longer are earning prepaid healthcare days, but you can use those prepaid healthcare days for extra care. Maybe after that knee replacement, I had a resident who got a knee replacement, did rehab, but lived alone.
Yeah.
And came back to La Posada and said, hey, I need more support. I don't have anybody at home to help me. So he went into Hacienda and he stayed there for a week. We do have physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy there at Hacienda. And we will bill your Medicare plan for those services.
Right, and residents from the Green Valley area can also utilize our physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. It's bar none one of the best in the area.
Going there right now.
What is La Jolla?
La Jolla is it's more of a social assisted living.
Entry-level assisted living.
Yeah, so
The first step after, so to speak, independent living. That's where I was mentioning that residents who are couples can go and be there together. And their apartments that range in size from around 315 square feet to almost 900 square feet, and some of them are 2 bedrooms. So that's why a couple can live there comfortably.
yes.
As a nonprofit, do you guys qualify for Arizona tax credits?
As a nonprofit, do we qualify for Arizona tax credit? Tell me more of what are you looking for?
You know, Arizona,
yes.
like the working poor or the work,
Oh.
No, we do not have that. No, they're more of the nonprofits that are smaller nonprofits, I think, but no, we don't.
Okay.
We would know, and I do participate in the Arizona tax credits. I give to El Grupo.
where you can allocate your.
Oh, that,
Your
yeah.
tax dollars,
Yeah,
no.
no, we don't.
Yeah.
But if you donate something to us, we will write you a tax letter for it.
Yeah,
Our foundation will.
yeah.
Yes.
How many residents do you have?
How many residents do we have? We have about 750 and 600 staff. So they're not all full-time.
Yes.
There's about 100 servers that are kind of part-time.
How long is your waiting list?
Good question. Wait list, yes. How long is the wait list?
If you're thinking of La Posada 2 years out in a pavilion home, park center home, or garden home, get on the wait list yesterday.
Yeah. It's pretty brisk.
Yeah, it
So
is.
there
That's
are
right.
not enough life plan communities out there in the country today, and with baby boomers, 10,000 baby boomers are going on to Medicare a day
Yes,
right now.
up until the year 2030.
Yeah, if anybody's got a couple 100 million wants to,
Start a
yeah.
life plan.
So your
Yeah.
preferences go in-house, so if somebody needs to move from independent to assisted, is that the preference?
Independent living to assisted living, is that the preference you're asking?
Yeah, so like, yeah, you said the waiting list, does it come off that? Like, what would happen if you're an independent and you need to go to assisted and there's no home?
We, in the 39 years that La Posada has been there, we have never had that issue of anybody from independent living going to any higher level of care that we have.
Even during COVID?
That's why it's priority access. We don't invite the public to come in, it's for our residents only.
Oh, your assisted care is for residents?
Yes, the higher level of care is for residents only.
Yeah.
When you make that initial investment, where
Uh-huh.
you get 70% of it back when
Sure.
you die,
Yeah.
is that an interest-bearing
No, it is not. So she asked if the 70% that's refundable, when you get it back, is it
Oh,
interest bearing?
don't you
I wish?
wish?
It was. I wish it was. I wish it was, but
Yeah,
no,
we
it
do.
is not.
Yeah, a good
So-
question.
But to spin this and make that a positive, we do invest it. When we make any funds, we put it back into the property. We don't have to answer to shareholders. We are a
Yes.
nonprofit, so yeah. Oh yes.
If I understood you right, you said that IVs, feed tubing and intubation is not something you do, so if somebody needs that, where do they go, or they get kicked
Well,
out?
the Haven that's a skilled nursing, they wouldn't get kicked
your
out,
community
but,
still.
but like intubation and feeding tubes, those are prolonging life, and so.
I don't
that's-
think
that's-
that. Yeah, I think she's.
well-
I mentioned that feeding tubes, intubation, and IV therapy. Under our license, we could not administer
Right,
that, but you could, if your doctor ordered an occupational nurse to come into La Posada to administer that for you, you can do that.
Yeah, and still stay at La Posada.
Yeah.
So when you have those kind of things happen, or you need a change of level of care, do you have to move where you're staying? Do you move from your little apartment to someplace else?
So start me from the beginning. How am I?
So I come home from the hospital and now I need something I didn't need before. Do I stay in my little same apartment and get a higher level of care? Or do I move to a different place?
It would depend on. Yeah,
It depends. Depends
It's a-
on what you need in
Yeah.
terms of care.
That's one thing about what I like working for La Posada is nobody's like, we don't say, okay, you have this, then you go to B, you have this, you go to C. Everything is on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would evaluate.
I don't think you could handle somebody that's intubated. They have breathing problems, so they'd have to go to the hospital.
Oh, yeah, it would
And
depend, yeah.
IV therapy, maybe a nurse can come in and put an IV in.
Right,
but-
yes, absolutely.
But IV therapy, it's continual care,
Yeah.
giving medication, so that would have to
Yeah,
they'd have to go to an outside.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
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 Exactly.
Yeah, if follow-up, we could always have a nurse, maybe come back and do another
Do you
presentation.
have more?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
So, just something.
I was going to give you the microphone.
That's it.
Okay,
For-
yeah.
Okay.
For now.
Okay.
Do the
Do-
monthly fees increase for the residents?
Oh,
Do the
good
monthly
question.
fees increase for the residents? Excellent question. Excellent. Do you wanna
I'll
that?
take it, yes.
Okay.
Over the last 20 years, the monthly fees, average increase has been between 3.5% and 4.5%. Going into 2026, the monthly fees went up 2.8%. So it was below the 3.5%, but the average is between 3.5% and 4.5%. As well as the entrance fees do also go up each year too.
Well,
All right, I guess we're done.
questions? Oh, yes, one more.
Oh, one more.
So I heard that you also offer services to the community, not just the residents,
Yeah,
daycare, et cetera?
yeah, and Marianne's gonna go over
Marianne's
that.
gonna talk
Yeah.
about that.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
good
excellent
lead in.
transition.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent
Good lead in. Excellent.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for having us here today.
Yeah, we
I hope
really
this has been
appreciate it.
beneficial to you.
Yeah.
And this is Mary Ann. She's gonna talk to us about the community services that we just had the question about.
Okay. This is good. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting me today. How's everyone? It's good to be here. And closer, I'm told. I don't normally talk with a microphone because I have such a big voice. And I wander, but I think I have to stay still for this presentation. I can move around. So I represent La Posada's community services. And what I find out when I come into the community is many folks don't know about La Posada's community services. So our community services are open to the public. You can be a member of anywhere in Arizona if you can get to La Posada and use what we have available. So first I'd like to talk about our physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. That's on La Posada's campus, and as long as they take your insurance or your private pay, you can use those facilities. Like our team ahead of us, Sandy said, Physical therapy is one of the best in Green Valley, is La Posada's physical therapy. I see some head shaking yes. Having used it myself and other physical therapy places in Green Valley, they're very conscientious and they work with you and your insurance to get you through physical therapy. Also, for many of you, do you know we have a preschool on campus, Los Niños? I'm surprised how many people, when I make a presentation about our preschool, grandparents have children who live in Rio Rico or Sarita, and the grandkids are looking for a place to be during the day. So our preschool is open for ages 1 to 5. We're a certified preschool with the state of Arizona. Excuse me. We have teachers and teacher assistants. Our leader of our preschool is Mayela Chavez, and she is an educator. Our preschool has won top awards for the past 20 years. So we're a 5-star preschool in the state of Arizona. In the summer, our preschool is open for ages 1 to 8. So summer vacation, your child is 7 years old and grandmom and grandpop can't take care of them, he can come to preschool. So it's open for 6 weeks in the summer. Also during the Sarita and Continental school breaks up to age 8. We open the preschool for those kids during holiday breaks. Any questions on the preschool? A lot of times, no. We also have our community center. How many people are aware of our community center? Yeah. We serve lunch Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 12:15. Our lunch comes through Pima Council on Aging. We ask for a $3 donation. Also in our community center, and you can find this on our website, we have a variety of activities that are open to the public. So we have a meditation group that meets on Sunday mornings. Bingo. We have the Arizona Scrapbooker group. We have dances there at night from like 5 to 7 on certain nights. If you're looking to rent a place to have a wedding, bridal shower, we've had funerals there, parties. Our community center is rentable also. It holds up to 80 people. We supply the table and chairs. You supply everything else. So that can be scheduled in advance. During tax season, we had AARP in our community center to do taxes for anyone in the community. And we'll have that again next year. So you just sign up in advance for that tax benefit and tax help. Our community center also is open to have discussion groups. So for example, we have the 2 PEO groups from Green Valley there. We have TOPS there on Tuesday mornings, which is like a Weight Watchers group. All of that is available. And again, we serve lunch for ages 60 plus, Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 12:15, and it's a $3 donation. So today's menu is chicken marsala, quinoa and vegetables, a roll, and a banana for dessert. So it's a big meal for $3. The other thing we have on campus is we're open to let folks come and wander around campus if you want to just see what we're like. You know, we have a bonsai pavilion, a butterfly pavilion. If you're thinking of moving onto campus, it's nice to just take a ride around campus. We're 25 acres. We go from the pecan fields on La Cañada all the way back to what would be if it flowed the river. So, the other thing we have on campus that most folks, when I come out to speak in our community, Green Valley, is we have our adult daycare center. So I've been with La Posada for about 15 months. And since I've joined La Posada in our adult daycare center, what I have done is, we don't call it that anymore. We call it our adult social club, because no one who's over 65 wants to be in daycare. No matter where you're at in the continuum of life, you don't want to be in daycare. So we're open to folks who have limited socialization. You know, they might live alone and they just want to socialize. Mild cognitive impairment through the middle of stage 2 of any of the multiple dementias. We do an intake, which is geared towards 3 things. Your activities of daily living, your independent activities of daily living, and your ability to separate, not be connected to your caregiver. One of the benefits of adult socialization is if you have mild cognitive impairment, the sooner you're in a socialization atmosphere, the longer you will stay at the beginning of this. So we know now, all these years later of studying dementia, that if you can get into socialization at the beginning of mild cognitive impairment, you will stay there longer, up to 3 years longer than if you don't do socialization. So we know that. Socialization is a key factor in delaying the progress from mild cognitive impairment to stage 1, from stage 1 to stage 2. And if you know a lot about dementia, we used to say it was 7 stages, mild cognitive impairment, stage 1 through stage 7. So now what they've done is they've taken 1, 2.5, call it 1, 2.5, 3, and 4, they call it 2, and 5, 6, 7 is now known as stage 3. So coming into our program, what we find, if you get into adult day services early enough, you will stay with us up to 3 years. The later you get into the program, the earlier you roll out of adult day services, because we're the beginning, but we're not the end. So it's something to keep in mind. We are private pay. We are state licensed. We are audited by 3 separate agencies in the state to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do. What we offer to the caregiver is respite, the ability to have time for yourself, take care of yourself, and plan things like, I know I have a man who says, I need my wife to come on Wednesdays because that's when me and my buddies golf. So she comes on a Wednesday, right? She comes other days of the week, but Wednesday was a day he absolutely had to have. So it allows you to have the opportunity as the caregiver to have time for yourself and to plan what you need to plan for the next 2 steps ahead if you're caring for someone with dementia. So those are some things that we do. And on the side of the participant, as in the social club, we have activities that go from a half hour to 45 minutes. And since I've joined La Posada, what we've done in our social club is we've gone from person-centered concept of dementia care to a person-centered Montessori concept of dementia care, which is an advancement in dementia care, a Montessori concept. So my kids went to Montessori school from 1st through 8th grade. So I'm kind of familiar with Montessori. But what it means is if you want to do something and it's not what we plan to do, we will let you do that something. Because with dementia, the more you're able to have a voice and fit into the situation and voice how you feel without other people telling you you're wrong, the longer you'll stay in the earlier stages. So that's what we give to folks who are in our club. They feel safe and secure, and they're able to speak openly without someone telling them, no, that's not right. Don't you remember we didn't do it that way? Because one of the things we don't say at La Posada's Adult Day Center is, don't you remember? Right? We don't use that word remember. We never say remember. Instead, we present it differently. So with that in mind, our costs, we cost $95 a day. We serve a snack in the morning, we serve lunch at noon, and we have a snack in the afternoon. And then we have a variety of activities, anything from painting to music to dog therapy. We have people who bring their dogs in. We have multiple types of volunteers in our group who are fingerprinted and licensed just like as if they were an employee. They go through a dementia training part that we do for our volunteers so that they can interact correctly with our group of participants. Does anyone want to ask any questions at this point?
What are the hours for the adult daycare?
Okay, so the question was, what are the hours for adult daycare? We're Monday through Friday from 9 to 4. Monday through Friday, 9 to 4. If you are a veteran, you should check with the VA immediately to see if you're eligible for benefits through the VA, because half of our participants come through the VA, men and women. We have several female vets now because, we're entering the era of folks who served in Vietnam. So those folks are rolling into program. Any other questions at this point?
Is this available like in Tucson or other places?
Between Tucson and the border, there are two of us. There's La Posada's Adult Day Services, and then there's Ruby, San Ruby.
Where's that?
San Ruby is in the middle of Tucson. They do dementia and DDS, developmental. We do not do developmental. Okay.
Sounds like a good program.
It's a good program, yes. We win a lot of kudos from the VA, from Altex, from Mercy Care.
So Medicare doesn't pay for any of this?
The question was, does Medicare pay for this? No, Medicare does not pay for this. This is not a Medicare-funded service.
Even if they're diagnosed with dementia?
No, Medicare does not pay for it.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
And what is your ratio?
The state says 12-1, and we are 7-1. All of our caregivers are certified with state. Continuing education units for the caregivers are 24 continuing education units a year. They also, the state just imposed a new regulation on dementia care for anyone who serves at what is our level, which is the opening level for dementia care through skilled care, through memory care. There's a training now that everyone has to take, and La Posada is on, we do that. So all our maintenance people are trained. If they enter into any of the buildings that have dementia, all staff has to be trained in this.
So once somebody becomes behavioral, they no longer qualify for the program? Is that like, let's say they're at, I don't want to say end-stage Alzheimer's, but they're in the process of that?
So the question is, when does someone get rolled out of our program? So let's say you're accepted into the program and we have to discharge you, because everyone eventually gets discharged. There's a few ways to look at it. One is behavioral, yes, because sometimes as you roll through dementia, behavior becomes very aggressive and it becomes sometimes violent. The other issue is when you no longer can do some of the activities of daily living independently. So, for example, you can no longer feed yourself. That's a reason to be not in a adult day service program.
What building is it provided in?
If you look at the map, you see where community services is on the map. We are in the first building.
What did you say the name of the one was?
San Ruby.
San Ruby.
SANRUDY. Any other questions? So there's a few things I also do during the course of the year. Is I do a beginning dementia program. I normally offer it on campus. It's open to the public. I announce it on our website and our social media pages. I can only take up to 50 people. So last 2 times I did it, there was a wait list. But I am willing, as I told Sylvia, once I get the new program put back together, if you'd like to have an opening thing on dementia, so what to look for, how it rolls through the stages, and it's a very broad statement because we won't do like specific dementias, but it will be a broad statement across the board. Any other questions? So don't forget, we're not just dementia, we are socialization. We have a good percentage of people in our program who are just being socialized. We have Parkinson's people in our group. We have frontal temporal dementia. We have a host of different dementias in our group that come. Yes?
One thing you guys haven't mentioned that I've recently become aware of is that you have a chaplain.
Yes, on campus there is a chaplain. Her name is Julia. She is available also to the public. If you take my card at the back, you can call me and I can give you her phone number. We also have on campus now a social worker. That's a new addition to La Posada's family for the past, I'm going to say 2 years. A social worker is now on campus. The social worker is strictly for residents. The chaplain is for everybody. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much. You guys have a great day.
There's a place for that, yeah, I'm soon there. Just in your La Posada pamphlets there's a place to fill out if you would like an appointment to follow through with those. If you want to give those to Mary Ann, she'll pass them on to Sandy because they had to leave. I do have a couple of books that I want to make you aware of. The one we've spoken of before, but these are regarding dementia. The 36-Hour Day is highly recommended by medical everybody. It's a family guide to caring for people who have Alzheimer's and other dementias. You can use it as like an encyclopedia whenever you have a problem. I need to know what to do about this. You can look it up or you can read it all the way through. It's a great resource. And one that I was just recently recommended, which I'm just reading through, is called Second Forgetting. It's remembering the power of the gospel during Alzheimer's disease, and it would work for any dementia, but it's really good from a biblical perspective, how to think about it, how you as a caregiver to think about it. Oh dear, I'm gonna cry. And as the person with dementia, how to think, I'm losing my mind, what am I gonna do? So, good book. And you can look at both of these if you want to afterwards. I've got them up here for you. Also, Mary Ann's going to be here for a bit if you have questions or something that you've thought of. And this is our last session for Finish Well for this season. So all 11 of our season sessions that we have done can be found on the church website. The directions are on the back of any brochures that we have, and I've got extras if you need that information again on how to get to that spot. And if you want a refresher or if one that you didn't attend that you want to learn about, you can go on the church website and find that. And thank you for coming. Remember to keep working on whatever you haven't done yet to finish well. Thanks.